Hi everyone, Chloe Garrison here, Development Director with Heroes and Horses. Also have with me today Ben Bonner, our ranch manager. We have been sharing a lot with our Support the Herd community about our colt starting process, what that timeline looks like, what the steps are. We've talked about haltering, saddling, mounting, desensitizing, leading, all that good stuff. But one topic we haven't talked about yet is bridling. And we thought instead of following that normal kind of written format that we've utilized in the past, we thought it would be fun to do a video demonstration on this topic. So without further ado, I'll let Ben introduce our equine partner for this demonstration today.
Hi, thanks, Chloe. This is Ocho. He's 2 years old. He's been with us on the ranch for a little bit. We've lightly started him, gone through all the processes Chloe talked about. Really emphasizing trying to get him quiet and comfortable so that when he's with me, he feels good and secure.
Thanks, Ben. So like I said, we've talked about saddling, mounting, haltering, all these other training topics. Where does bridling fall on the timeline?
Bridling for me can fall in at any time in there because it's teaching them to bridle isn't about getting the bit in their mouth. It's about getting them prepared to put the bit in their mouth. So it's a process. And I want him, all of this is getting him quiet and comfortable and secure with me. And when I reach for him with my hands and I ask him to soften up, that's when I know I can probably get started.
Tell us a little bit about the equipment. I know that can be a topic, in and of itself for a whole nother day, but with this process, what type of equipment are you using?
Well, I'm going to use my halter, we've been working on since the start, getting used to it, getting where I have some control over him. He understands the boundaries within it. I'm going to use that to help me. Got this basic snaffle, just a single broken snaffle. You could use egg butts, you could use the mouthpiece, could be other things, as long as it's not leveraged, as long as it's comfortable in the mouth.
So now we've talked a little bit about timing, equipment. Can you tell me a little bit about what this process looks like? How do you start the process?
Yeah, so it's really important that when I reach for him, that he's comfortable with me. He can soften a little bit. He feels comfortable here with me. I can reach down and I can touch it under his nose. Maybe I can put my finger in his mouth a little bit. I can use my halter through this to help him stay where he knows where those boundaries are at, to help him understand. I may, in the beginning, use the end of my lead rope. Reach down and have that sensation in his mouth from the beginning. When I reach that into his mouth, he can feel that there. That way when I slide the snaffle in his mouth, it's not foreign. After I get to where I can open his mouth, I can put my thumb in his mouth, I can put the lead rope in there, I can incorporate my snaffle, and I've got reins on this snaffle right now, but sometimes in the very beginning I just want to be able to put this in his mouth and let it hang comfortably, let him get used to it. I'm not going to apply any force to the snaffle at all from a rein or any aid as such. One of the first things I want to do is always I'm wanting to soften my horse. Make sure he's comfortable with me, and this is a place that he feels good. As I get and he's comfortable right here. As I get my bit ready, I'm supporting that mouthpiece. I'm going to raise it in my right hand. When I ask him to open his mouth, right there, I wait for him, and then I raise it slowly. I don't want to hit him in the teeth. It's really important as I put it on or take it off that it doesn't hit him in the teeth. That would be offending for him. I'm gonna do this with a lot of quality from his right ear to his left ear, and I'm not going to drop that until I have it adjusted and it's sitting in his mouth comfortably. So in the beginning, I want this hanging comfortably in his mouth. If I needed to, I could help with my halter to soften him. Use my halter as an aid. I want this just to hang at the top of his mouth. I might have one wrinkle up, but after a little bit, when he understands the position, I'll have it just at the top of his mouth. I don't want any pressure coming from my headstall. It's just as important how I take this off with quality as I do putting it on. So as he softens here, everything I do, and from my haltering to my bridling, it's all about him softening and being comfortable. I'm going to take this out quietly. I'll open his mouth, drop that out slow. Right? It's all about the preparation, and the bit is just an after effect of him being accepting and quiet.
When you say wrinkle, for those that may not be as familiar with horses, what do you mean by the wrinkle?
A lot of times people might want to have a wrinkle or two in the corner of their mouth when their bit's in. I prefer not to have any. I want any pressure in the mouth coming in the future coming from my hands. Maybe the first day or two as I introduce this snaffle, I may have a little wrinkle here, and then I'll let it out whole so that it's comfortable just hanging in the mouth. I want him to learn to pick the bit up and carry it and not have it being forced in his mouth in the headstall.
Ben, thank you so much for taking some time out of, I know, a very busy day to show us this process and give us the demonstration. And of course, thank you to Ocho. And it's just been really exciting to be able to share this process with our community. And as always, you know, if there's any questions or other topics of interest that you're interested in learning more about, please share those with us. Eager to hear from you as well and help guide the discussion and share content that's relevant and interesting to our audiences.
Thanks, Chloe. Glad I could help.